It's April the 8th. Here's my car. And I'm at the apartment for the last time. I'm turning in the keys. So we're gonna do that now. George is on key duty for me. So all I have to do is put the keys on the counter, and then he brought peanuts for this Mr. Squirrel. He's gonna take peanuts out for Mr. Squirrel. So he's gonna drop the keys on the counter, and then I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna call Med Ed, I'm gonna call UGI, I'm gonna call the insurance, renter's insurance. And that's it. This will be the last time I'll be in here. Right there is where Sky died. There. So, that's it. That's it for me. I don't know how I'm doing. I have a lot of feelings today. But I drove down. It's the third time I drove the car. Okay, keys. Oh, Mr. Squirrel peanut bag. All right. That's it. Keys on the counter. All right, we're gonna go home. All right, we're back home. I've made the drive down, made the drive back. My baby's proud of me. So the keys are at the apartment. Now I need to get my phone number for Med Ed, UGI, and the renter's insurance and make those calls to shut service off in my name as of today. And then that's that. So actually, I'm cutting this short by almost 2 full months, which is not a bad thing because then they can go in, they can do the walkthrough, and then I should get my security deposit back in about a month. And the leasing agent, she hasn't said anything about, oh, you know, you may only get part back or anything like that. She repeatedly says, you know, so that we can get your security deposit back. So hopefully I'll get all of it, if not all of it, most of it. Should be like $1,010. So we're definitely glad for that. So I'm gonna look up some phone numbers. I might make a coffee. We have a phone call at 1 o'clock that we have to tend to, and then George has paint class tonight. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of get this clip together, and I'll pop back on once my phone calls are made so that I can kind of clean things up and let go. I'm gonna try to do this pretty quickly because I'm waiting on a call from Met Ed. I don't know, do you think I need the microphone? I'm gonna skip the microphone. I'm just gonna close up the clips that I did. Hang on, let me move around here. I have my computer open to my Met Ed site. I got my coffee. Look at the foam. That is so good. Okay, so you guys saw the clips of the car. I drove down to the apartment, from our house to the apartment. I drove back, and we left the keys on the counter. You saw that. Came home, had lunch. We had a personal business call that we had to take, did that. And I just contacted my renter's insurance, which was State Farm, and canceled that. And I called UGI, which was the gas company, and canceled that as of today. and I'm waiting on a call back from MetEd, which is my electric company. I have a shut-off date of May 30th, but of course I need to have that changed to today. So I'm waiting for a call back. It usually takes about an hour for them to call back. And I just need to change the date to today, and then I'm done. So I've already contacted my apartment manager, leasing manager. I let her know the keys were on the counter, and the gas and the renter's insurance were changed. And I was going to contact MetEd. So that's the last thing I have to do. I'm telling myself, breathe, poet, just breathe. I kept thinking all along that I was in that apartment for 5 years, but I moved in that apartment the end of May, 2019. We landed back in Pennsylvania on May 18th, 2019. I know all this because we left Arizona, myself and Sky, on May 11th, which was the Saturday before we arrived in Pennsylvania. So anyway, we arrived back in Pennsylvania on May the 18th, which is my sister's birthday. And we stayed in a motel from that Saturday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. And we moved into the apartment that Friday. So that would be the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th. About May 25th, 2019. So 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. Now Sky's been dead for a year. So he was there for not quite 5 years. I was there almost 6 years, and I kept saying 5 years. Anyway, that's done. I needed to keep going down to the apartment and checking the heat, checking the water, just making sure everything was okay because I was responsible for it. The lease was in my name. So once I paid May's rent and they got the check and they cashed it and everything went through, that's when my leasing agent called or texted me and said, okay, you can go ahead and leave the keys now and then shut off all the services. So we can do our walkthrough. We can end your lease early because everything's paid. I'm all caught up. So now I'm just waiting on MetEd to call me, and it's very bittersweet. One, the 5 years, 6 years, well, 5 years with Sky, because it was a year that he was gone that I was there, almost a full year, because I left there, like mid-February of this year. So, and then 5 years prior to that, I was with him in a house that we rented, a half of a double. So we had 10 years of renting, where we were together, like, all the time, aside from when we were both working. So now everything's done, like, I don't need to drive down there anymore. We don't need to make that drive. I don't need to go through those doors anymore, walk up those steps, have those memories of what all that felt like for me as he got sicker and sicker. And close that door. And now, so much of the paperwork, legal stuff, like everything that we've been working on over the months is almost all wrapped up. Wills and power of attorneys and health directives are all in the process of being reworked and updated. That will all be done within a week. And then I will be should be getting my security deposit back in about a month. And tomorrow we're going to get together all of his paperwork for his real ID. He needs to get his real ID. And we're just going to gather everything up. He has everything. We're just going to gather it up, put it in a folder. So it's like there's, last minute things you have to do. So the apartment, knowing that the apartment was in my name, I was responsible for it. Knowing that part now is done. I will be getting a credit back from the insurance. It's not going to be much. It was $96 for the year, and there was only like 7 weeks left. So if I use my calculator and take 52 weeks into $96, and then they count the weeks, it's not much, but she said I'll be getting a small check back. And then the same thing with UGI, that I had money on credit, and if there's anything left over, which I don't think there's going to be, I should have one more UGI bill for at least a couple of weeks. And as the same thing with MedEd for the electric, even though there's nothing plugged in, nothing running except the thermostat for the heater. So last month when I wasn't there at all, the bill was $28. So I'm expecting my last bill to be somewhere around $20. And then that's it. I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling in a lot of ways relieved, done, sad, new chapter, new, pushing forward, new house, new car, new husband, new life, new everything, just Mr. Squirrel down there at the apartment. George took a little bag of peanuts. Last time when we went down a few days ago, we took a little bag of peanuts and I put them on the bottom step where I always put them for Mr. Squirrel. And those peanuts were gone as we expected. So George grabbed some peanuts, put them in a little bag, and took the peanuts down and put them on the step for the last time for Mr. Squirrel down there. So now we have a couple of Mr. Squirrels here, and there's a couple bunny rabbits out here also. And we're going to get a hummingbird feeder, and we're going to get a robin. I want to get like a regular, like for robins, bird feeder for out on the deck so that we can watch the birds. So that's it. That part's done. I'm just waiting for that call back and then change the date of shut off to today, and I'm finished. So I wanted to share with you guys what that felt like for me, what it feels like for me. That apartment was supposed to be for 1 year, and then we were going to move on. And then he got sick, and then COVID hit, and nobody was doing anything, right? And then he got sick, and he got sicker and sicker, and then he passed away, on to his next life. And there were some good memories, some not so good, some awful, some terrible, some fresh new memories. I got engaged in that apartment. When we got married, we were both staying at that apartment. And our first Christmas tree together was in the corner at that apartment. First pumpkin carved together, he and I, George and I, in that apartment. So, but it's done now. So that's it. I'm gonna go. I'll talk to you all soon.